venue that's been sold out since it opened back in 2002. There's a look at the home of the Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Today, we've got an AFC East matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. Joey Sly, the kicker, stands ready, and we are underway in Foxborough. Fielded right around the 8.
Dolphins take over first down at their own 21-yard line.
Let's go!
Tannehill to throw on the first play. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and run right on the option. And he'll even avoid the contact in the end as he will finally slide to a halt. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. Well, these two teams met down in Miami earlier this year with the Dolphins winning that one. So they're trying to win here in Foxborough to capture the season series. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A quick pass out to Juju. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do.
Touchdown! A great effort there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Dolphins will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Here comes Yessir from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. They'll start on the ground with Pierce, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This defense for the Dolphins, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And every defensive team that we talk to, They spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers, and anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
From the 24, Lawrence. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
Probably helps your confidence level on those 4th down sneaks to have a quarterback as tall as he is.
Yeah, you're talking about being able to extend at the end and make sure the ball gets to the first down marker, but also he has to be able to drop his hips and get down behind that offensive line in order to move forward, because if he just runs it straight up and down, you and I both know that they'll snap him backwards. Well done there, well executed.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line. Here's Lawrence to throw. They'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lawrence to Pierce. They set up the screen. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. Touchdown, Patriots. Pat Freiermuth, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Pats are an extra point away from evening this one up.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. Dietrich Wise Jr., he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. 7-7, our score after one. On fourth down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 18. He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too. Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
And now a hook up downfield on second down. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That goes for a gain of 31.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
And he's going to have a Patriots first down. His good running gets him to about the 44.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
First down, they go right back to Pierce. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. And the Patriots sit 5-10 now on the year. Yeah, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W. They have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month, partner, in this league, without a victory, it gets tough to come to work every day. And in addition, you start to wonder about your job security as well.
That will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play. Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Dameon Pierce, 29 yards. And the Patriots have taken the lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incomplete. That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. Now their last 2 drives both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
A big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here they're trying to make it 3 in a row. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 3rd catch of this 1st half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Second and 11 now. Now Lawrence out to his left. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. But just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, they're running a crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Tannehill on 1st down. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
They run it for the 1st time with a backup Murray. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. That is caught at the 7. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll run. Murray. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Latavius Murray, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit after they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Tannehill. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, there were 3 talking points at the half, partner. All of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Play action. It's Lawrence. He'll buy some time right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. Otten brings it in over the middle. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Lawrence going to throw again. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Takes it at the 7. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
From the 22, Tannehill tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick, and the Pats are going to take possession of the football. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Flush to his right. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, Almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
He connected on his first, this from 41.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
So after the sack of Tannehill, the Dolphins come up here on a 3rd and long. Now Tannehill. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it will still lead to a 4th down.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Taken in at the 22. A very good return that time. 18 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
55 rushing yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10.
They'll go right back to Pierce.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40.
He was brought down by Nick Needham.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And some room to run now.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Pierce now up the middle.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Damian Pierce, his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Patriots look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fields this way up at the 17. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home.
Throwing again on second down. Tannehill throwing the out route incomplete. That's Grant. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Here's Tannehill. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
To throw once more on second and 10. Tannehill. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete.
On the move past the 40.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. From the red zone now, Tannehill. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Tannehill throwing again.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Tannehill. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Patriots are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defense?
There he goes, right side. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. 45 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop the shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Going quickly out to the right side. He's got the first down and more than that. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? And they will take a knee here. One last throw here for Tannehill. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Bobby McCain.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Pats,
they get their 6th win of the season against 10 losses.